When I woke up I was married. I got up with a huge headache. I looked around scanning the room realizing I was on bed completed naked in an unknown room covered with the white blanket and had a platinum band ring on my ring finger. I tried to recollect my memory from the last night, I knew it. I have a major hangover, I regret drinking alcohol, a lot. I looked at my side, saw a post note, some sort of pill and a glass of orange-colored liquid on the side table. Dear wifey. Sorry, I wouldn't be said to you a goodbye, but instilled, I will be coming back soon, by your side. On your left side, which is your side, I have kept a painkiller and orange juice. At your right-hand side, which is my side, kissing face, I have kept your breakfast, eat all or I will punish you, winking face. Your loving hubby. L.K. I am married, how is this possible? What the hell is going on? I don't remember anything, I tried hard, I don't understand. I stand up taking the pill and drank the juice. I started to recollect my remembering for the beginning of where the trip started. Levi and I took a 3-week holiday for our workplace. We decide to go to Lithuania for a trip, celebrating to enjoy our 3 years relationship. Levi Kier, my boyfriend, my first boyfriend, and only boyfriend. We have been in a relationship for 3 years. I met him 4 years ago at my university. You can say it is love at first sight. He is a charming, sweet, and caring guy. He has brown eyes, pale skin, and light sandy brown color hair. His height was around 5'9". He is my Prince Charming. Great job, good personality, etc. He was perfect in every way. I started to pack my bag, all sets and ready to go. As we had planned to meet at Heathrow Airport. Hello, beautiful, ready, the boarding pass is with me, Levi said. I nodded in response to him and hold his hand. Levi, I need to go to the ladies' washroom, there is still some time left. These are 45 minutes for the gate to open. He kisses my cheeks. I got up to the walk towards the ladies' fresh room. Did my business and walk out. As I walked to the direction for my seat, I bumped into someone. Sorry sir, it was my fault. I look up to seeing my worst nightmare standing in front of me, jet black hair, tan complexion, green eyes, and 6'3" tall, jerk. It's okay Mari, it's also my fault I didn't see you. You know you are a cupcake size. I hate this guy, he is bad luck. What are you doing here, Luca? He laughs and says, I am going for my baby sister's wedding, and you? I really hate this guy. His make me understand the definition of annoying. I don't see how is it any of your business. Okay tata, bye Luca. As I turn, Mari, wait, something on your cheek. I touch my both the side cheeks to wipe off whatever it was, it's gone. I look at him. He smiles at me. Cupcake, sorry, it's cuteness, it can't be gone. I know it was a lame pickup line, but he still was able to make me blush hard, and he smiled at me like an idiot, as I'm sure that I am looking red as cherry tomato, but still he is so annoying. I didn't say anything further, walk off toward mine and Levi's seat. You took long. Is everything alright? I looked up at Levi, smiled at him. This is the reason why I loved him. He is a caring, loving man, not a big bully asshole douchebag man like Luca. Levi is 25 years old as I am, and Luca is 5 years older than us. We both sat on our seats. I saw Luca taking the first-class seat, as if I care. I looked around me, all other passengers have taken their seat. The flight take off a little while later on. I see Levi was asleep. It's 4 hours 45 minutes journey from Heathrow to Vilnius, which is the capital city of Lithuania. So, I remove out the list I had made of thing I wanted to do in Lithuania. Lithuania is a very beautiful country. There are many more places to visit in this country, but I think for 3 weeks, these many are okay for this time. As far as I have found, the population majority speak Lithuanian. Russian and English are also spoken, but not in the majority. So I had learned some small Lithuanian sentences, just in case. We landed at the Vilnius airport. Levi holds my hand as we walk out of the plane. I saw Luka glaring at our hands with unknown emotion swinging in his eyes. Ignore him, Mari, I said to myself. Sveiki, pone, kiek turim sumakidi jums, kadnuvsta muse I nedalis asantivius beauty. Hello sir, how much we have to pay you to drop us to a nearby hotel? By Google Translate, as I said the cab fellow his face turns into a surprised expression. He drops us to the nearby hotel and gives us some advice and knowledge of history the country. During the driveway we saw so many beautiful church and site, we both could not take our eyes away. We kept the things in the hotel room and came down to the lobby to have some lunch. It has been 9 days. We visited Artsy Times in Uzupis, Hill of Witches, visit the Curonian Spit and green spaces. Our next stop is Trakai Castle. We took each place 2 days to roam around, so we don't miss anything. Trakai Island Castle, Lithuanian, Trakus Salos Pilais, is an island castle located in Trakai, Lithuania, on an island in Lake Galve. The construction of the stone castle was begun in the 14th century by Kęstutis, and around 1409 major works were completed by his son Vytautas the Great, who died in this castle in 1430. Trakai was one of the main centers of the Grand Duchy of Lithuania, and the castle held great strategic importance. In Eastern Europe, it is the only island castle. Levi was not feeling well, so he stayed back. He told me to go, don't wait for him and not to worry. I felt bad for him, but I didn't want to miss to see the castle and done he wanted for me. As I walked towards the bus stop, I fished in my purse for my mobile phone to search which bus should I catch. I couldn't find it, trying to remember where I had kept it. I came to conclusions to go back to the hotel first to check if I have left it over here. I walked back to the hotel, took out the keys for my purse. As I hold the knob of the door, I realized it was open. I pushed open the door, saw my phone on the sofa, pick up and put it back in my purse. I heard some unusual sound. The sound was coming towards Levi's room. I peeped in the room. I felt so betrayed. I left the place without a word, walked random street feeling the pain in my heart, for it felt over and over that I not only was betrayed but also backstabbed. I sat in the park, look at the children's of random age, playing random games. Sooner the park started to get less crowded, I got up, walked to the nearby bar to consume some alcohol to forget my pain. It's funny, I was sitting between some Russian and Lithuanian people. They were saying all types of stories. Funny thing is I didn't understand a single thing, but with action they did make me smile, an honest one. I felt like someone sat beside me. I got up to say my shitty stories of betraying and backstabbing, the hurt I have in my heart. I knew very well nobody understands me, I mean not my feeling, but my language. The person sitting beside me got up. I started to feel little dizzy. I like this girl. I first met her 7 years ago, but for 5.5 years, I never could have her attention toward me, so I started bullying her so I can have her attention. But it made things worse. I tried again, but nothing worked. Today her boyfriend met me at the market. He told me that he had planned to propose her tonight. I felt so much hurt listening. Had I don't know what to do. I still have the ring I had made for her. I wish I could have been in her boyfriend place, so today she would be my fiancé. I felt bad for this man. I started to tell random stuff, not caring what the world has to say. Let's get married today, the man said to me. I will love to marry you. We walked towards the marriage license office. We are now officially married. The mystery man said he booked a hotel room for our honeymoon. We entered the room kissing each other, which over give time to breathe. I never knew I was such a passionate lover. We opened the door. We in a minute mine clothes were on the floor. There was no space between us. I need a shower, I announce. Shout, okay, let continue in the shower. I smile at his smart replies, not because what he said, but because he was really a smart and very sharp kind of guy. I like that type of guy because they know what they want and what do they need. They may be not alpha male type men, but they make you feel secure. We enter the shower. He helps me to undress him since I was struggling to take it off. I felt his presence behind me, making me feel that I'm not alone. He did the same, undress remaining clothes himself. I was just smiling when it started to rain more as the shower started. He extends his hand to take the soap. He kisses my cheeks, form back, and started to naps my right ear. His hand started to massage my breast. I feel slightly the slippery substance. I let out a small moan. His right hand to travel down near my no touchy part, his to massage my no touchy part. It hurts at the start, but later I enjoy. He took his left hand, drew a circle on my abdomen, which made me feel something unknown but funny things. I moan loud and louder. He turned me facing towards him. I saw his little monster was saluting me. Get on your knees, Cupcake, you will love this. His voice was so commanding I couldn't disobey him. He shook his head and stood slowly. Come here. He walked over to the far wall and pointed to the ground in front of his knees. I nodded and did as I was told, staring up at him eagerly. Oh, I whispered, staring at his monster that was right in front of me. It was thick and veined, standing proud in front of my face. There was no way I'd be able to get that inside of me. He chuckled and ran a hand through my hair, pulling me to him. My lips were pressed against his balls and I could smell the masculine scent of his skin. My mouth watered slightly and I opened my mouth enough to flick my tongue out to caress them teasingly. Now look who's being the tease. He muttered under his breath. It made me smile and I reached upwards with my mouth, dragging my tongue across his length from the base to the tip. I felt his cock jerk under my touch and it made me even more aroused. I sucked his tip into my mouth sharply and wrapped my fingers around him. He moaned and yanked my hair, sending sharp pricks of pain across my scalp. I instinctively got closer to him to avoid more pulling and he slid further into my mouth. The tip of his monster at the back of my throat and my eyes started watering from the discomfort. He eased himself out, before shoving himself back in so fast that I gagged. God, yes. That's so hot. I looked up at him through watery eyes and opened my mouth a little wider. He slammed half of his length down my throat and made me gag again. Yes, baby. Gag on me. Oh. He repeated this action several times and threw his head back in pleasure. I managed to pull away enough to breathe, a string of saliva dripping onto my breasts. My hubby reached down. You are my sweet little cupcake, but goddamn you're perfect. He cupped my breast in his hand gently and then slapped it enough the skin around my nipple red. I'm so going to hell. I smiled at him, feeling just the slightest bit bashful. I had only let the previous boyfriend touch me and I liked it. I more than liked it. I was brought back into the moment when my hubby pinched my nipple between his fingers and grunted. Don't get lost on me, baby girl. I wasn't. I replied, voice raspy from having him down my throat. He smiled at me and tapped my lips with his length. Open up. There was no request, no question. I opened up to his command. I could taste him dripping out of the slit on the head of his length and I whimpered needily. So good. He praised, winking at me. I moaned my response and opened my mouth as far as I could. Hubby took the chance to slowly, oh so slowly, ease himself as far into my throat as he could get himself. I couldn't breathe, But I didn't dare look away from his eyes. I could feel myself dripping onto the floor, so far past the point of ready that I was beginning to become uncomfortable. My hips began moving on their own as if seeking out something to ease the needy ache between my thighs. He pulled out of my mouth entirely and gripped the base of his cock violently. Oh sure. My thighs were trembling as I watched his balls draw up tight against his body. That looks like it hurts, I whispered, running my fingers over my breasts. They were so heavy that I thought they might make me topple forward. Should I kiss them and make it better? The fire in his eyes screamed volumes, but he shook his head. No. Not yet. God, if you touch me I am going to blow my load all over your sexy little face. My lips parted in arousal and he cursed. Close your fucking mouth. I quickly shut my mouth. I stayed on my knees, just staring up at him lazily. My fingers played with my nipples, but other than that I didn't move. His pre-cum dripped from his slit onto his fingers, and I could stop myself from leaning forward and licking it off before it fell. He looked bewildered. Cupcake. His voice was strained. I could see his grip tighten on his length, so much so that his knuckles turned white. Shit. He backed up 2 steps and licked his lips. Let go out. Get on the bed. I stood, blushing as I chewed my bottom lip. Are you going to fuck me? I hoped he was. Oh, how I hoped. Just get on the damned bed. He hissed, eyes blazing. I gasped and then nodded. Yes, hubby. He smiled at me and released his monster. I crawled to the middle of the bed and sat on my knees as I watched him. Get on your back and spread your legs. He stood at the edge of my bed, hair falling into his face. I nodded and obeyed him, showing him my no-touchy part. So pretty. He pulled his hair back into a ponytail and smiled, crawling onto the bed. He knelt down until his face was right in front of my no-touchy part, his breath washing over me. I shuddered and raised my hips toward him. He laughed and pulled away just as I was about to get his mouth where I needed it most. Down, cupcake. I cried out in frustration and thrashed my head side to side. I felt a stinging against my pussy, and it took me a moment to realize that he had smacked it. What the hell? Next time, it'll be worse. Patience brings the best out of these situations, yes? I shuddered and nodded, still shocked. You're so pink and plump, God. I want to shove myself so far inside of you that you won't be able to walk straight ever again. I nodded and raised my hips eagerly. Oh, yes. Please. I want you to fuck me. I'm so wet. It's uncomfortable. Poor baby girl. There he went again with that phrase. What were you doing before I came in? I opened my mouth. You want to talk about this now? I asked, bewildered. Answer me. He licked my cunt once. I moaned and spasmed once. Come on, cupcake. I swallowed hard, mind swimming. I was touching myself. That earned me another lick. I reached down and wrapped my fingers around his ponytail. Bad baby girl, he said, removing my hand from his hair. I whimpered. What were you thinking about? I was growing more and more impatient. I was about to start getting angry. I was thinking about you. He licked just my clit. Give me details, baby girl. I was thinking about the way your fingers fit inside of me. I was trying to recreate that. I needed it. I need to come. Oh, God. I still need to come. This time he gave me one long, hard lick that had me seeing stars. Hubby. I can't take much more. I becoming desperate was I felt him smile against my lower belly as he kissed upwards. You're naughty, baby girl. My thighs were shaking so hard, I was afraid my mattress was going to start squeaking. Bin so, if you aren't going to fuck me then at least let me fuck myself. I whispered, tears welling up in my eyes. His mouth closed over my pussy and I thought I was going to die. I instantly tightened and thrust my hips forward. His mouth closed over my pussy and I thought I was going to die. I instantly tightened and thrust my hips forward. His tongue danced around my opening and I gasped, hoping that he would violate my entrance. Ah! Yes. Oh fuck, yes. I was a little louder than I had thought I would be, but I really didn't care. My hubby suddenly got up, came top of me, kissed me on my lips. Softly spoke near my ear, Cupcake, you need to sleep. I didn't realize I was so tired that as soon as I closed my eyes I went to sleep. I remember everything, I frankly don't regret anything. I was only half drunk and half conscious, but yet I was happy. I knew I could stop but didn't. I always have been to help everyone I trusty cared about, but I needed someone to help me. He was there. He was at least I expected the person to help me. What I was so happy I didn't know what exactly to think. I guess this is my new beginning. I heard the door open. Hi, Cupcake, good morning. He kisses my forehead. I smile at him. Pabaiga, the end. Please don't forget to vote and comment.